We are live with episode 45 of Vindication. My name is Alexander Shaw. I am joined by the former tag team champion Jay Scott, and we are on the fast track to Endgame.
Despite that insulting intro, I completely agree. We've got a fantastic night of action lined up. Endgame is just around the corner, and everyone here in CWL knows it. We're starting off huge with the new Vindication Women's Champion going one-on-one with Yui Nishimura. This is going to be incredible. We already know that Valencia is going to be facing off against Kaylin at Endgame for that championship, but this may be Yui's opportunity to make a big splash before the event.
Absolutely, and these were, I believe, the last two in that chamber. You've got to feel Yui Nishimura looking for a little bit of redemption here tonight.
The opening match of Vindication is set for one fall. Introducing first, representing the fabulous, furious Freaks, weighing 135 pounds, from San Jose, California, your Vindication Women's Champion, Valencia.
And here comes the 7-time champion here in CWL, and I was wrong. Yui Nishimura placed third in that chamber, but very much so still one of the better showings in the match. And you've got to feel tonight's about redemption for her, finally getting that big win over Valencia.
It could very well be her time. In fact, I think it is, but there is no doubt about it. Valencia is, as you said before, now a 7-time women's champion here in the CWL. That is huge. She is an absolute titan of pro wrestling, a force that cannot be reckoned with. She is a star. No doubt about it, and she is here to make a splash, not just on Vindication, but at Endgame against Kaylin.
Yes, and of course you've got to feel that is on the back of the mind of Valencia at any given time right now, is the fact that Kaylin is her next challenger. But also something to keep in the back of her mind is that her fabulous Furious Freak teammate, Rox, does have a rematch clause that she could cash in at some point. You've got to feel that, given the fact that she eliminated her from the chamber, even though they're teammates, that might just be breathing down her neck just a little bit.
That's a very good point. It is something that's got to be in the back of Valencia's mind. But the question is, how will, the relationship of them both being in the Fabulous Furious Freaks affect Rox's choice about whether or not to cash in that rematch clause? It's definitely something to keep an eye out for.
And her opponents, representing Starjammer LLC, weighing 195 pounds, from Sapporo, Japan, the Shoot Fighter Princess, Yui Nishimura.
And here she comes, Yui Nishimura, the woman who, in my personal and professional opinion, should have been the one to win that chamber, and she's going to prove her case right here tonight when she defeats the reigning, Vindication Women's Champion Valencia. This is going to be a huge night for Yui Nishimura, just as the Chamber was almost a huge night for her. Everyone keep your eyes peeled for how this match ends, because I guarantee it's going to be Yui Nishimura standing tall here.
I mean, that's a hell of a guarantee, especially against going up against someone like Valencia, who is a legend here at CWL and sort of cemented that legacy with that title win at Jailbreak. But anything can happen in the CWL. Let's see if she can pull off the win here tonight as this one gets underway. Starting things off with the strikes, but Valencia firing back with a kick, trying to get some distance. But Yui Nishimura keeping things in her grasp, and now Valencia pushing things into the corner. And now you've got to feel the referee trying to go in and get a break between these two.
Absolutely, Valencia able to kind of overwhelm with the power and firing right back with the lariat, pushing Yui into the corner. Now hold on, leaping up and just dropping the leg across the back of the neck. Guillotine leg drop, absolutely devastating. And she's not done, going up to the top rope in classic Valencia fashion, and the elbow crushing the sternum.
Yeah, just driving it right down into the chest of Yui Nishimura, and gotta keep in mind, these two women are just 7 days removed from that chamber, from that just dangerous match. You've got to feel neither one of them are absolutely 100% going into this one. But Valencia doesn't seem to care. She's going high risk no matter what.
She is putting her body on the line just like she did in the chamber, and she lands flat on her ass, absolutely crushing herself there with that attempt at a race at a standing senton.
Yeah, and again, that might just have to do with the fatigue that's coming in from that chamber match. I mean, they aren't necessarily the most well-rested. They might not be making the most, the most perfect decisions, but they're still going to come out here and they have to perform to the best of their abilities. You can't afford to lose any match here in CWL, especially a match like this where you've got a champion and a potential challenger.
Now here we go, pushing her away. I agree completely. The stakes here are huge, of course. We know that Kaylin is confirmed for Endgame, but if Yui wins this match, she could very well be challenging immediately afterwards. The situation here is in the balance, and it could very well fall in either of these competitors' favor, but now hold on. Yui Nishimura looking to make a definitive statement here by wrenching in the Boston Crab. Is this going to be enough to make Valencia tap? And oh, the powerful legs of Valencia, able to flip Yui off of her and all the way out of the ring.
Yeah, able to escape, and now taking things to the outside, and Yui Nishimura, I think, was looking for a Michinoku driver on that padded concrete. Valencia wisely, I feel, making her way back into the ring and keeping things from outside, as now we see that back suplex into a Uranagi, helping Yui Nishimura take back control.
Very intelligent offense there from Yui Nishimura, and immediately following up with the stomp to the elbow. And now, as we've clarified before, you need all of that upper body and arm strength in order to create that kick out, to create that opening between the shoulder and the mat. And the power there from Yui Nishimura just stopping on the arm is making it very hard, not only for Valencia to kick out of future pinfall attempts, but also to perhaps resist a submission as she's softened up with that huge kick in it, that running super kick across the jaw.
And that's a move that's done quite well for her throughout her career so far, but Valencia getting right back off that adrenaline coursing through her veins, and you've got to feel right now she knows that Yui Nishimura, she's getting into that driver's seat. She needs to stop it right now with a super kick of her own, and that might just be it, but no, Yui Nishimura kicking out.
I'm very curious to see what Valencia does next here. It looks like she's going for one of her most devastating maneuvers. Has her hooked up. And plants her with La Revolucion.
La Revolucion does not pick up the win. I am shocked, to say the least.
And Yui managing to climb to her feet here after just displaying huge resiliency, huge power there. Just able to shrug off that offense, but the sling blade might put her down for good.
And now Valencia, I was going to say, getting a moment to sort of start taking control of this match, but Yui Nishimura stopping that. Gotta lift it up, gut wrench position. Valencia floats behind elbow shot to the small at the back, got her up on the ropes now. And this is not looking good for Yui Nishimura, sent off with the Irish Whip. Beautiful dropkick from Valencia.
I agree that Valencia has had the upper hand in this last minute or so of conflict, but what has to be remembered, oh, hold on, got the Dragon Sleeper locked in here, cutting off the airflow to Yui Nishimura. This could be devastating in terms of speeding along the end of this match, but Yui has to fight out. She has to start firing. Oh, hold on, rolling through, very intelligent and just devastating kick to the back. Anyway, as I was saying before, Yui has to prepare to give her best shot, which is look like she's loading up to do right now, ready to give her right across the jaw that #1 hit.
She might be out. She might have just been able to knock out the Vindication Women's Champion too, but no. It looks like if she wants to beat the Women's Champion, she's going to be a bit more than a one-hit wonder.
Well, if I know anything about Yui Nishimura, she's no one-hit wonder. She's a consistent star. She has hits upon hits upon hits, and she is proving it here with these forearms to the jaw and following up with that sling blade.
Now, it's now Valencia getting back into this one, trying to get up off the back foot. As she goes for the double leg takedown, gets missed, and the kick in it right across the jaw. But Valencia with a kick of her own. And now, big Uranagi backbreaker as she goes up top, looking to put this one away for good. Big diving moon stomp.
The death from above. Is this going to be enough? No! Yui still able to kick out. This is why she is the J-pop shoot fighter. The shoot princess, whatever the hell she wants to call herself this week, but not deterred, going up for another huge aerial maneuver, but countered with the knees of Yui Nishimura.
Now, we see the Fireman's Carry takedown, saving Valencia there, but Yui Nishimura dodges the drop kick, big overhand right, and now Frankensteiner dropping Valencia, center of the ring, and now she's hearing the roar of the crowd. She's getting herself pumped up for a second top of the charts #1 hit.
Clobbering her with that fist. This could be enough to put Valencia away. And she does it. Yui Nishimura following through on that guarantee I made to you at the beginning of this show. Standing tall here in the middle of this Vindication ring.
What a match between these two. And, you know, like I said, there'll be people that will speculate how much the chamber match being just 7 days ago harmed either of these people's chances. But you've got to give all the credit to the world to Yui Nishimura. Any win over the Vindication World Champion is a big one, especially someone like Valencia. And they both went all out here tonight.
The winner of the match, the Shoot Fighter Princess, Yui Nishimura.
Yui Nishimura, a big win, what many might consider a necessary win to get her out of a little bit of a slump that she's had lately. And now, you've got to feel that she is going to be watching that match between Kaylin and Valencia even more closely than she was before.
This could very well provide that momentum that she needs to storm right ahead and challenge for that prestigious Vindication Women's Championship. Of course, there's a lot of, a lot of big things, a lot of people who have their eyes on titles here at CWL, but perhaps none of the more, no one is more intimidating than the newest addition to the Vindication roster, Troy Winters, who has got to be seeking gold sooner rather than later. This week, he's going to be going up against Phil X. Will the Crimson Dragon be able to topple this monster?
I mean, you mentioned big things. There aren't many that are bigger than Troy Winters, and Phil X has shown that you can't count him out. He has pulled off upsets here before, but Troy Winters is looking to make a statement out of Phil X here tonight.
The following match is set for one fall. Introducing first, weighing in at 323 pounds, from Montreal, Canada, Troy Winters.
The man who made his debut at Jailbreak in an impressive showing against Garnet Court. Troy Winters now looks to continue that momentum going into the biggest show of them all. And while we don't know if he necessarily will have a match at Endgame, you've got to feel he wants any possible opportunity to at least build that momentum going into that show.
I mean, look at this man. He's a titan. He's a giant. He picks up momentum just by walking down the damn street. Phil X has got to be shaking in his boots right now, knowing this is the kind of guy that he's got to face off against tonight.
Absolutely. I mean, a part of me is somewhat scared just sitting at the commentary desk here on the other side of him. He's an intimidating figure, and there's no doubt behind that. But we've seen him pick up one win against Garnet Court. Can he do the same here tonight against Phil X, who we've seen, like I said before, pull off upsets in the past? Troy Winters, he can't afford to take him lightly.
And his opponents, Phil X.
Stylish as ever, Phil X making his way down to the ring. And it's been a story of ups and downs for this individual over the course of Season 4. The question is, will he end this night on his feet, or will he end it very much down in the middle of the ring after getting planted there by Troy Winters?
I mean, that's obviously going to be the question, but, you know, I feel multiple times, and I know I'm repeating myself, but we've said multiple times that he has been an underdog. We have come into this match as thinking, oh, how is he going to survive this? And then he does survive it. And he's a Crimson Dragon for a reason. He is part of that elite group of superstars for a reason. And he has been tearing it up this season. I think this might be Troy Winters' biggest challenge yet since coming to Vindication.
And now, just looking out of the crowd, this man is ready, not just to compete, but to put on a show. You know, he knows the value of showmanship, he knows the value of appealing to the fans, and that could be the tipping point for him tonight. You've said it. He is capable of pulling out wins when other people think, they look at it and they say, that's impossible. But this could be his night. I feel it. You know what? I'm saying it. Phil X gonna get the win here tonight.
I mean, you made your prediction earlier about you and Ishimura, and that came to pass. Perhaps we will see the same thing here tonight with Phil X. But standing across from him is Troy Winters, and he doesn't seem to be all too worried about Troy Winters standing across from him, or maybe he should be.
And now, overwhelmed by the power initially, but able to kind of follow up with that speed. Troy Winters, however, able to push him up against the ropes. Phil X able to connect with the dirty shot. Very intelligent wrestling there from Phil X. Forearm to the jaw. Looks for the slap, but kind of misjudges the distance. They're locked up once again, and this time it's Phil X backing Troy Winters into the corner. Very, very interesting.
I mean, it's all about how you can position yourself in that collar elbow tie-up, but now we see the clean break between these two. And Troy Winters, again, just slamming down Phil X, and that's going to be what Phil X needs to try and avoid. He can't afford to stay in the pocket of Troy Winters right now, or he is going to just get slammed time and time again onto that spine.
These spine busters are just massive. And, you know, Troy Winters is doing something. He has a strategy that, quite frankly, I can't disagree with. If you put someone onto their back enough times, eventually they're not going to get up. And it might take a while. It might take a couple minutes, but if he keeps using that overwhelming power to plant Phil X onto the mat over and over again, Phil X is his shoulders are gonna be on the mat for the 3 count at some point. And Troy Winters has the stamina to keep that going.
Yeah, and that's going to be very interesting. You mentioned stamina. We've seen some big men here in CWL. They're powerful, they're strong, yes, but you start getting deep into this match, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and they become a lot less monstrous and a lot more lumbering. Now, will we see the same with Troy Winters, as right now he is showing that he is not all too fatigued all just yet as he deadlifts into a gut-wrench suplex. Phil X.
Phil X not letting his shoulders be pinned to the mat just yet. But hold on. A wrenching on the leg and the head. He's got him fully bent up here. But Phil X using that quick-witted tenacity, able to slip out of the hold and looks for a lariat. Troy Winters with some speed of his own sends him catapulting onto the middle rope.
And there we see that just huge knee to the side of the head from Troy Winters. He has done a very good job of manhandling him so far in this match. And Phil X, he needs to start coming up with something quick, because it is looking very Troy Winters favored right now.
Got him hooked up in that front face lock. Very intelligent offense here from Troy Winters, and then just smashing him with the knee into the face. Could that be the knockout blow here for Troy Winters? Looks like he's not done yet. Just stomping on him.
Just stomping on him, just disrespecting him, whatever you want to call it. He has been just destroying Phil X so far in this matchup.
Tearing him apart like he's a delicious chicken sandwich. Nailing him with a lariat, though. That could very well be the end.
Oh, not just yet. Still able to survive is Phil X, but you've got to wonder how much longer. As now he's getting called to his feet and just gets dropped down there with the spine buster, center of the ring. And you've got to feel that's just got to be it. 2, 3. Troy Winters with the victory here. And just dominant fashion.
Oh, absolutely. Look, he's a terrifying man, and he got a terrifying win here. If you're someone with gold around your waist on Vindication, you should be scared, because I think you're going to be facing Troy Winters sooner rather than later.
The winner of the match, Troy Winters.
A dominant display for Troy Winters as he continues to start his tear through the CWL roster. And I don't think that's a tear that's going to be put to an end anytime soon. He has been nigh unstoppable in his past 2 performances. And I don't know who could be the one to stand in his way.
I'm forced to agree with you here. He's just been putting on an absolute show of domination in both of those matches, but perhaps no one's been more dominant recently than Gritteri. I mean, the man has been accumulating momentum like a sled down like a snowy hill. The man is seemingly unstoppable, and he captured that YouTube championship at Jailbreak.
Yeah, it seems he was able to put aside the sort of arrogance that we've seen from the past couple weeks and focus on the task at hand. Tonight, though, the task at hand is Garnet Court. Let's see if he can focus on that.
The following match is set for 1 fall. Introducing first, representing the Church of Steel, weighing in at 200 pounds, from Mexico City, Mexico, your YouTube champion, Gritteri.
And here comes Gritteri, the pride of Mexico, what many consider to be one of the top stars here on Vindication, and that YouTube title gives a lot of credence to that claim, as many thought he might be someone who was going to be in that World Championship chamber, but again, the arrogance I was talking about earlier got in his way. He finally was able to put that to one side and got himself the YouTube Championship. Now he just needs to be able to defend it.
And his opponent, Garnet Court.
And big Garnet Court, of course, not able to get the win against Troy Winters at Jailbreak. But the man, he's the eternal underdog, and he's sometimes able to get those unexpected underdog victories. Will he be able to do the same tonight against, in my opinion, possibly looking at one of the most dominant YouTube champions in history coming up in the future? Is he going to be able to make it happen against Greteri?
I find it very interesting you say he's almost a constant underdog, which I'm not disagreeing with you, but if you look at someone the size of Garnet Court compared to the size of someone like Greteri, your first thought would be that Greteri, being the smaller competitor, David versus Goliath, Gretteri's the underdog. But that's just not how it is at CWL. We have plenty of superstars of all different shapes and sizes, and it's not about how big you are, how strong you are, it's about how talented you are. And Garnet Court has maybe found that out firsthand, that you don't just need size to succeed. And now he's maybe looking to go up against someone who's the antithesis of him here tonight, someone who's quick, fast, and small, compared to him who is large, strong, and devastating. Let's see if he can sort of find that missing piece of the puzzle and pick up a win here tonight.
Absolutely, he's got the size, he's got the strength, but he's just struggled to pull it all together. But maybe this is his opportunity where things will turn around for Garnet Court, going up against Greteri, starting off with a low kick, maybe looking to weaken the legs. Very intelligent strategy there, especially considering how essential speed is to Greteri's moveset, but immediately able to pin him here. Oh, got the 2 count straight off the bat.
And that's the thing, again, like I said about size, in that specific instance, Garnet Court's size worked against him. It's a lot harder for him in that situation to pick himself up off the mat. And there we see that back elbow off the ropes. What a beautiful strike by Greteri, who right now is striking circles around Garnet Court. Garnet Court has not been able to get anything going.
Garnet Court was just able to get that pump knee strike going earlier in the match, but aside from that, it has been all Greteri, and I'm starting to think that maybe this display of striking is kind of a little bit of one-upsmanship after getting caught right in the jaw with that knee, and then just constantly going at him with these stomps.
As we see now, the Dragon Screw Leg Whip taking down Greteri. And now lifting him up by the head as he sends him flying into the corner. Huge lariat taking him down. And this is, like I said, what Garnet Court needs to do, using that superior size and strength advantage to pick up the win. And right now we see a huge back elbow. I'm not sure if getting in a striking match with Greteri is the best idea.
And then just planning it, getting that knee right across the jaw, right in the mouth, right in the teeth. That has got to be extremely painful if you're on the Garnet Court's end of things.
And now the Dragon Sleeper locked in, trying to make Garnet Court tap out here. But Garnet Court just powering his way out of it. But Greteri continuing to just be too quick for him to handle. Back hits, but goes for the elbow, not quite able to get it. It gets caught with a bicycle knee strike. This is Garnet Court's opening.
That massive, meaty knee strike there from Garnet Court, and he is not letting up on the pressure. But Greteri not allowing him to capitalize and just kicking him square in the face there.
That bicycle Yakuza kick, dropping Garnet Court, but Garnet Court responds back with a lariat.
Responding disrespectfully even, and now, oh my god, what a springboard cutter! Grabbing the head and planting the face right on the mat. This has been focused and devastating offense in the corner of Greteri, and I am surprised that Garnet Court was able to get that shoulder up.
And especially at one, maybe just almost out of instinct, as now the rocket kick drops Garnet Court, and Greteri continues to frankly, to put it, out-wrestle Garnet Court in this match. Garnet Court has not been able to play to his strengths here, and Vitteri's done a masterful job of making sure to exploit his weaknesses.
There is no doubt about it that Garnet Court here is getting whittled down by the unrelenting force of Gratteri. Soon the mountain will be nothing more than a pile of pebbles.
As now, though, over the top DDT, and this could be his moment, this could be his opening, but he needs to capitalize on it, and goes for a big punch, but gets caught with a punch to the gut, and now, here we see it, the Latin mix-up.
Catching him square across the jaw. Now, I think I know what he's going for here. Looking for it. Spins him around and plants him. The move that won him the YouTube Championship. Nails him with the dagger's end.
That is going to be it. Gratteri in a impressive display here tonight against Garnet Court. And you mentioned he might be one of the more dominant YouTube champions we've seen. If he continues to be as good as he is tonight, I might have to agree with you.
The winner of the match, Gratteri.
Amigos y amigas, I'm coming home. After my flawless victory last week at Jailbreak, I have finally captured the YouTube Championship. Many of you didn't believe I could pull it off because I was too confident. Calmado. Well, look at me. Mírame. I'll be ending the season in the city that I made my name for myself. Now, as your champion, as your nuevo orgullo de Mexico.
Gratteri, I would like to congratulate you and all that, but there's something you said there. It just doesn't sit well with me. I don't think you understand what that title means. Not the YouTube title, that's pretty self-explanatory. I think you don't know what Orgullo de Mexico means. See, you came up in Mexico as the next wonder kid. And like DWJ and like Hero Ramirez and like everyone else before you, you think that makes you great. It makes you soft. It makes you a product of a system that spit me out because I didn't do things their way. Only time I got respect in a Mexican promotion is when I owned it. So now you stand here with that belt and you call yourself the Pride of Mexico, and I'm just confused as to what exactly you think you're so proud of.
Proud of? Pistolero. First and foremost, I'm very sorry for what happened to you last week. Losing the title is tough. I know. But back to what you said. Let me tell you something. Lo siento. I'm sorry you never got the respect you got down in Mexico. But from what it sounds like, you never deserved it. I don't even think you deserve to have been able to get the opportunity to wrestle in Mexico. But as someone who lived on the mean streets of Mexico, as someone who's proud of where he came from, as a verdadero luchador, getting respect and praise from legends such as Gran Azteca Sr., Mr. Fuerza, Jesus, and my own father, yes, I have every right to be proud. To be proud of myself. To be proud to be called the new Pride of Mexico. I have the accolades. I have the support of every single Mexican fan out there. And I've earned the name, El Nuevo Orgullo de Mexico. I don't need someone like you to tell me otherwise.
Well, as long as you got approval from Daddy, I suppose I can't argue otherwise. I tell you what, you go ahead and you be El Nuevo Orgullo de Mexico. You go ahead and you represent the hopes and dreams and legacy of a bunch of old men pretending to represent the people. And in a few weeks' time, the title of Nuevo Orgullo de Mexico will be the only title you have. Because I reckon I ought to take that YouTube title away from you at Endgame 4 in front of all those Mexican fans you think love you so much.
If you really want this, I'd love nothing more than to face you at Endgame in my hometown and defeat you in front of all the amazing people you've disrespected over the years. El nuevo orgullo de México, acepta tu reto. Ahí te miro, vato.
Guerrero has made a huge mistake. Pistolero has staked his claim, and he is going to march into Mexico and claim that YouTube championship for himself. Guerrero is a fantastic wrestler, but he cannot compare with the baddest man on the planet. That's a lot. That's a big mountain he's trying to climb here.
Yes, and I mean, I've got to agree, it's going to be a big mountain for Guerrero, but someone who has been climbing the ranks much like a mountain has been Alexandra Marie as of late, as she has gone from just another member of the roster kind of lost in the shuffle to be making a name for herself since she joined the Church of Steel, and she looks to continue that momentum here tonight.
The following match is set for one fall. Introducing first, weighing 132 pounds, from Boston, Massachusetts, Catherine Love.
Catherine Love making her way down to the ring, who has had what many would consider a breakout season this year. With her reign as openweight champion, with her finally completing that Triple Crown, and breaking free of the likes of White Lotus and DGC and all of that. She has finally become her own woman, and she has sort of made people take notice that she is this force to be reckoned with. But tonight, she goes against someone who has sort of been doing the same thing, just the opposite way. Alexandra Marie went from someone that people were sort of overlooking to someone that people have begun to take notice of because she joined the Church of Steel and because of how that has benefited her career. Tonight, we're going to see those two similar endings with different ideologies going into it and seeing which one is truly better.
Absolutely, Catherine Love has done a lot this season, but so has Alexandra Marie. It's time to find out who comes out on top in this contest.
And her opponent, accompanied by Olivia Mistral, representing the Church of Steel, weighing 145 pounds, from Hollywood, California, Alexandra Marie.
Alexandra marching her way down to the ring here, and look, this is one of, I've made no secret about it, this is one of my favorite competitors in the women's division all across CWL. I think she's got the star power, I think she's got the technical ability, I think she's got the ruthlessness, quite frankly, to rise all the way to the top, and she's going to prove that here tonight when she goes up against Catherine Love, and this is extremely intelligent on the part of Alexandra Marie because she is capitalizing on, as we mentioned earlier in the Valencia versus Yui Nishimura match, a weakened Catherine Love. The chamber match was just 7 days ago. Catherine Love was absolutely destroyed in that match, and now Alexandra Marie is here to clean up the scraps.
Absolutely, and I think if you look at the two resumes of the two competitors, it might be a bit slanted to one side for Catherine Love, but anything happened in CWL, and especially with the damage that has been done, I could definitely see a big win on the horizon for Alexandra Marie tonight.
And starting off with Catherine Love kind of getting some initial dominant strikes here, but Alexandra trying to fire back with that huge crossbody, and now twisting her around and planting the knee right into the face with that modified go to sleep.
It's got to be said, though, yes, right now Catherine Love has the advantage, but all it takes is for Olivia Mistral to stick her nose into this and get involved, and suddenly the momentum shifts. We've seen it happen time and time again with the Church of Steel. I would not be surprised if we saw it attempted, at least, here tonight. And Olivia Mistral and Catherine Love also have a little bit of history, as they were the leaders of the Vindication Battle Lines team on the women's side, and they ended up failing. You've got to wonder if maybe there's some resentment towards each other because of the fact they failed. Maybe they blame each other.
I think you're absolutely right. That could very well be a factor. And if I'm in Catherine Love's shoes right now, what I want to be doing is getting out of this corner, because the closer she is to Olivia Mistral, the more of a chance she has of making an impact on this match some way or another. So I would definitely be trying to get to the friendly corner in this case, but it looks like Alexandra Marie, well, going to assist her in that by tossing her off of the top turnbuckle with that huge avalanche arm drag.
And now, kick to the chest of Alexandra Marie. And Catherine Love has done a good job of keeping on top of things here, not letting Alexandra Marie not get too much of an opportunity to break through here. But this could be Marie's chance as she drops her with the DDT.
Very intelligent there. I mean, just planting the crown of her head square into the mat, and now just stomping on the hand, making it more difficult for her to lock in that touch of love, that huge DDT that she likes to use to finish off matches. That is exactly why Alexandra Marie has all the tools to rise to the top here on Vindication. And now, going for the pinfall, but able to be evaded here by Catherine Love.
Absolutely is now just continuing the attack on Catherine Love, slamming her face first into the ground there with that face buster. And now, wait a second, jumps up Hurricane Rana. Beautifully executed.
Creating that opening that she is so adept at making here. Catherine Love is a veteran. She is a multi-champion for a reason. She got all of those Triple Crown accolades, and now she's looking here to get the victory. Swings around and nails her with the heartbreak.
The next flush, and now calling Alexandra Marie to her feet, looking to finish the job here. Springing up, goes for the drop kick, lands. I don't think she landed too safely there. And she's able to get to her feet fine, but I would not be surprised if there's some sort of lasting injury from that fall.
Could very well be. She was aiming that springboard missile dropkick in such a way that it would create a downward collision right with the jaw of Alexandra Marie. But if she didn't land that right, which as we saw she didn't, she could have severely injured her ankle on the way down. That is definitely something that she wants to be careful about, but it looks like she's able to remain on her feet for the moment as she nails both of these kicks right into the abdomen of Alexandra Marie.
And you've got to feel that now Marie sort of has a target to work towards here, like you said, with that ankle. And Catherine Love, it's now a game of keep away. She needs to keep that ankle safe and away from Alexandra Marie, because you know she's going to try and find a way to exploit it.
Well, we know, we've seen in the past how adept Alexandra Marie is at manipulating the limbs of her opponents, specifically weakening the arms in order to lock in that Marie's tangled web, that devastating submission hold that she likes to employ. And now, getting her, I was going to say with the super slap, but not able to capitalize. We know she likes to go immediately from the super slap into that octopus stretch.
It's now kick to the jaw. It goes for the crossbody. Catherine Love able to dodge out of the way.
Went to the well,
She
perhaps.
got it.
Oh my God! Touch of Love DDT out of nowhere!
And that is it. Catherine Love able to overcome a bad ankle and is able to just sneak out the win there with that touch of love from out of absolutely nowhere. And you have to feel the second she hit that, she hit a sigh of relief as well, because she sort of knew that that was it. Not many people able to kick out of the touch of love.
The winner of the match, Catherine Love.
Catherine Love celebrating her victory. You know, we're seeing the women's division has been heating up lately here at Vindication. We saw Yun Nishimura pick up a win here. We saw now Catherine Love picking up a big win, getting some redemption for the Chamber. But now, Catherine Love, you've got to wonder where to next. And speaking of Jailbreak, just 7 days ago, we saw Ricky Valentine face Carl Stone in one of the most interesting matches I've ever seen in my career, but it looks like he's got something to say here tonight.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, at Jailbreak, I proved why I'm the best at throwing people over the top rope. Why I set the record for the most eliminations in the battle for supremacy. And Carl Stone showed me that he's got what it takes. And I heard him say that he wouldn't mind having a regular match. And I agreed. So Carl, come on down and shake my hand. Let's make it official.
throwing down the gauntlet here, making the challenge to Carl Stone, who of course he beat in that over-the-top rope match at Jailbreak. Carl Stone now making his way down to the ring. Will he accept?
I don't know. I mean, Carl Stone, he wanted a regular match like Ricky said.
Oh my God, Carl Stone nailing him with the lariat, sending Ricky over the top rope in kind of a role reversal of what happened to Jailbreak.
Ricky, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I don't know what I'm thinking. I think this whole over-the-top rope business has gone to my head and gotten out of hand. You won fair and square at Jailbreak. So what am I doing? Frankly, I'm ashamed of my actions here tonight. If you think that I deserve a match, that is the biggest compliment I've received in a good long time. So, should we have a match with a little less throwing out of the ring? Say, at Endgame?
Well, the gauntlet has been thrown right back. Carl Stone, out of pure instinct, sending Ricky Valentine over that top rope. The nerves got the better of him, but, you know, he feels sorry, and he wants that honorable match with Ricky Valentine, and maybe they'll settle an Endgame. I guess we'll have to wait and find out.
I mean, they could. You gotta wonder, though, is it instinct or was he just trying to get a leg up on the competition? And speaking of trying to get a leg up on the competition, here we see Sergeant Grotto, who we've recently confirmed will be having a boot camp match at Endgame against Sergeant Hunter, which we don't even know what a boot camp match is. But tonight, he takes on Jasper Starr, who is someone that has been making waves here on Vindication, has been really getting the support of the fans.
He's been doing a lot for himself and for the Crimson Dragons. Not able to win the chamber, but maybe he'll get the win against Sergeant Grotto.
The following match is set for one fall. Introducing first, weighing 256 pounds, Sergeant Grotto.
Sergeant Grotto, of course, will be one half of that boot camp match at Endgame. And you know, I've had a little bit of boot camp match experience myself. It's a little bit more complicated than a normal match. So basically, you have two competitors in the ring. But the match doesn't end in the ring. They must leave the arena, engage in a little bit of a illegal streetcar race. So they have to race each other through the streets of whatever city they're in, make it to an abandoned military battlefield, ideally from pre-1800. That's ideal in a boot camp match. And once they're there, they have to engage in a traditional game of tackle football. And the winner of that match, of the tackle football match, will gain an advantage going into the next round of the boot camp match, which is almost a traditional wrestling match with the exception of both competitors' hands are tied behind their back. But if you won the tackle football match, you have access to a map of an underground complex located under the battlefield, which will enable you to kind of get the leg up on your opponent, and that is the kind of tenacity that we're dealing with, the kind of ability that Sergeant Grotto might have going into the boot camp match.
Jay, what the hell are you talking about? There's never been a boot camp. How are you supposed to say, oh, I've got boot camps? There's never been a boot camp match.
That's what Sarge told me backstage. You're telling me he was lying to me?
And his opponent, weighing 210 pounds, from Kingston upon Tynes, England, Jasper Starr.
And here's a man who has seemingly gained support of a lot of the fans here on Vindication as of late since joining the Crimson Dragons. He has become a major fan favorite, and now he looks to do them proud by picking up a win here against Sergeant Grotto. But need I remind you, these two actually have a bit of history, as a few months ago, Sergeant Grotto abandoned a tag match, where he was supposed to be Jasper Star's partner. You've got to feel that Jasper has not forgotten that match, and you've got to feel he hasn't forgiven it either.
Looking to get a little bit of, well, how appropriate, a little bit of vindication here against Sergeant Grotto, and I believe the youngest of the Crimson Dragons is looking to make a splash here. Clean break, but Grotto immediately coming in with the lariat. Very intelligent there. Very intelligent way to press the advantage against Jasper Star.
Absolutely. But Jasper Star not going to just be made anyone's fool here tonight.
Absolutely
He's
not.
Just going back and forth.
Getting hit there with these devastating kicks. The leg power of Sergeant Grotto, of course. But now hit with the jawbreaker and with that leaping calf kick. The big man on campus is not going to be made anyone's fool, as you mentioned before, devastating him with strikes of his own.
As now Jasper Star looking to wear down Sergeant Grotto, and here's the thing. Jasper Star, he's got youth on his side in a way. You know, he is going to be able to move a lot more nimbly, a lot quicker than someone like Grotto. And we're seeing that right now as he's just targeting the ligaments and the joints of Grotto here as he now connects with that leg DDT.
One of the most underrated in terms of its devastating power, one of the most underrated moves in all of professional wrestling, that devastating foot DDT. But when you're in the ring with Sergeant Grotto, you have to remember, this is a man who was the head of an underground narcotics organization right under the nose of the Canadian military. He has got tenacity, he's got intelligence, he's got planning. How do you keep that kind of thing secret from people whose job it is to root out that kind of corruption and crime? The answer is that he is 5 steps ahead of anyone who is in the ring against, and Jasper Star has got to be wary of that as this match continues.
You're right, he does have to be aware of that, but at the same time, we have seen in the past that Grotto can get caught slipping. I mean, he lost to Garnet Court just a couple weeks ago. Could that same issue happen to Jasper Star, where Jasper catches Grotto slipping and comes out with a big win?
Well, you know, this is something that I've heard of happening to competitors. I've never experienced it, but I've heard of it happening. Overconfidence. Some select competitors can go into a match and think that they have a much higher chance of winning than they actually do, and I believe that is what happened to Grotto in that match against Garnet Court. The question is, will he make that same mistake against Jasper Star?
Now, these two just brawling right outside our announce desk here. Getting an up-close personal view of the action. As now goes for the chop, gets blocked, and just a straight punch. Nothing fancy about that one. As now though the DDT from Jasper Star might have just brought this one into his ballpark as the Fallen Star connects. And he's not done. He's going for more. He wants to put an exclamation point. But wait a second here. No, he's again just going for it. The moonsault, standing moonsault to Sergeant Grotto.
I think that is an example of Jasper Star being prepared for this match in a way that Sergeant Grotto perhaps wasn't expecting, because now he's got the Nova Lock locked in. He fainted on that moonsault, and as a result was able to nail it. But the question is, will Grotto tap here? Will Star get the victory?
The Nova Lock locked in, but Grotto able to fight his way out of it. As now goes for the lariat, ducks it, does Star. Huge forearm shiver, and then the lariat sends him to the outside.
You have to think that Grotto was seconds away from tapping there. If that Nova Lock is applied again, I have no doubt that'll be the end for Sergeant Grotto here. But now sent to the corner by Star, and just raining down the fists.
Yeah, and now we're seeing Jasper Star getting up close and personal here with Grotto and with the CWL fans. As now, though, these two just trade strikes on the outside as he just gets sent into those steel steps.
Taking a moment to pose for the fans. Star has got to be careful here. He's approached this match beautifully in terms of his tactics, but he has to be careful not to get overconfident, make the same mistake that Grotto did in his match against Court. Spinning around with the heel kick, but Grotto prepared this time, able to slip into the ring.
It's now big overhand right from Grotto, and another one. And now that gutbuster. Again, nothing too fancy about his offense, but you've got to say it's effective. As he just stomps the head into the mat and stomps out. Jasper Star's hopes. No!
Oh my
Star
God!
gets the shoulder up and keeps that hope alive.
We've said it before, but it's got to be like 2.99 at this point. That was incredible from Jasper Star.
As now, though, Grotto not giving him any reprieve here. Keeping up the offense. As now, punch to the gut of Grotto. Got him sort of wheezy. And the cutter! That ace crusher connecting. As he's looking to capitalize. Got him locked up here. Fallen Star hooks both legs to pull off the upset. Jasper Star does it.
Incredible victory! An incredible victory from the Nova Star here. What a match! What a contest!
We've said for weeks now, Jasper Star just needs one big win to propel him to superstardom. And you've got to wonder, is that it? Is this the one big win he needed as he puts away Sergeant Grotto?
The winner of the match, Jasper Star.
What a win here from Jasper Star. Getting that, I mean, he was all out here on Sergeant Grotto, not only with his perfect technique, but with the perfect strategy as well. This was a huge coming out party for the youngest of the Crimson Dragons, just scoring a huge win, and by God, he deserved it. Fantastic work from Star there.
Now, we go from one big match to the biggest match of the night. 3 members of the Crimson Dragons are forced to do battle, all with the hopes of facing William Black at Endgame for the Vindication World Championship. It's all about redemption for all 3 of these men, but only one is going to get their chance to claim it in just 3 weeks' time at Endgame. And you've got to feel that they're going to have to put all sides of friendship to the side. This is the world title we're talking about.
The main event of Vindication is a triple threat match. Introducing first, weighing in at 200 pounds, from Moscow, Russia, Zitro. Hurrah!
Dishra Horror making his way down to the ring, and we've been talking, like I said, about redemption. It was this same very show, I believe, last year that he faced Harris for the #1 contendership for Chris Prince's world title. He was 1 second away, 1 pinfall count away from getting in the main event of Endgame. Tonight, he gets a chance to rewrite history. But unfortunately for him, it's not Harris standing in his way. It's not an enemy. It's someone who he considers friends. But tonight, like I said, you've got to put friendship to the side for the world championship.
And his opponents, Jack Thunderheart.
Jack Thunderheart coming down to the ring, looking to meet Sister Horror, of course. Quickly falling into the role, Sister Horror that is, of CWL's Almost Man. As you said, wasn't quite able to get the victory to challenge Chris Princess at Endgame 3 for that Vindication Heavyweight Championship. This might be his opportunity, but it's going to be especially painful for him. These are three guys that work together, live together, play together. They're the Crimson Dragons. You know, they're in the gym, they're training together, they're helping each other improve. This is big.
Absolutely, it's big, but also another thing you have to keep in mind, Jack Thunderheart, someone who had dealings, had issues with William Black earlier in the season. When that match happened, William Black came out the winner. You've got to feel he'd love one more shot at the Wolf.
Weighing 248 pounds, by ways of the Isle of Samoa, Zero Toya.
Here he comes, ladies and gentlemen, the big Samoan, Zyro Toa, looking to make an impact, a splash, a meteor-sized crater, whatever the hell you want to call it. He's going to kick some ass here tonight, and I have no doubt about it. He is going to be storming into Endgame as the challenger for that Vindication Heavyweight Champion. Let's go!
You've got to wonder, though, going into this match tonight for Zyro Toa, does he see this as facing two friends, or is he more so just facing himself? He has spent the last season feeling like he has been in the shadows after losing the tag title to Pistolero and him becoming a double champion with both tag titles. He has sort of lost his way a bit. He has found it again with the Crimson Dragons, and it's almost cruel irony that he's going to have to get another chance to prove that he could be a star. He has to go through those friends that helped him find his way.
Absolutely, and you know, as we look at who's going to press the early advantage, one of the big things to look out for is, you know, who's going to be the first elimination. Because this isn't just a triple threat match. As we mentioned before, this is a triple threat elimination match. So the first person pinned isn't going to just result in a loss of the match. They're going to be fully eliminated, and the remaining two competitors are going to have to go one-on-one.
Yeah, and right now we're seeing it so that people are sort of pairing off and the other person almost hot dogging and grandstanding into the CWLUniverse. Not sure. I mean, I know that these guys love putting on a show, but at the same time, like I said, this is the world title at the biggest show of the calendar year. You've got to face it with some urgency. As the headbutt to the gut, I don't think I've ever seen that someone block a lariat that way. What an innovative counter there by Zyro Toa. It doesn't do him too good in the long run, but it gets him out of the ring for a bit, and now it's up to Zistro and Jack Thunderheart to duke it out in the center of the ring.
I mean, look, if Zyro isn't on anyone's radar, even if he's not getting the offense in, he's certainly not receiving offense himself. These two are damaging each other in the middle of the ring, while Zyro is recovering on the outside. That is intelligent and that is smart from Zyro here. And as you mentioned, the hot dogging and grandstanding, I've mentioned it before, but I fully oppose any and all grandstanding, but hot dogging, I'm very much a fan of.
That's now though. Zyro Toa flipping clothesline connects to Jack Thunderheart, and Zistro Horror so far feels like the only guy in this match that hasn't really gotten a break on the outside. And he's had to bear the brunt of the two powerhouses of this match, Zyro Toa and Jack Thunderheart. You've got to wonder, is that going to affect him in some way, the fact that he's the only sort of non-heavyweight in this match?
I mean, I gotta admit, you're totally right. Zistro, he doesn't quite have the size as the other two competitors in this match. I mean, Zyro's built like a brick, and Jack Thunderheart is built like, oh my god, the Blue Thunderheart bomb!
Connecting, going for the first elimination of the match to get rid of Zyro Toa. 2-0.
But immediately following up, he wants to capitalize on a weakened opponent. And nails him here.
As he's got kick to the gut. Looking for that absolutely disgusting Thunderbuster. He takes out Zistro.
Took out Zistro before going for that pinfall. Very interesting. Will that give Zyro enough time to recover? No. The elimination has been made. It's down to Thunderheart and Horror.
You've got to wonder, maybe he's just trying to make sure that Zistro couldn't take him out before he can make that cover. As no, these two are the only two remaining. The interim leader of the Crimson Dragons, the man looking to redeem himself from this show last year, It's all come down to these two men. Who will face William Black at Endgame?
This is very smart. As we mentioned, these guys work together. They train together, nailing him with the Siberian Claymore, and he started to weaken the arm. Oh, hold on. Oh my God!
Zistro does it! He puts away Thunderheart! He has punched his ticket to Endgame, and he has a chance to fulfill his prophecy of becoming Vindication World Champion.
I really did not think that Zistra was going to get the win in that particular moment, but he was able to do it. He delivered that Siberian Claymore with a little bit of extra gusto. What a victory.
Absolutely. And we see there, Thunderheart targeting Cybertoa to start, but Zistro Horror picking up the scraps, picking up the win, and now he gets a chance to claim his destiny at Endgame against the Hunter, the world champion, William Black.
The winner of the main event, and your new #1 contender, Zitro Horror.
With Zistro Horror standing up top the rest of the Crimson Dragons here tonight, that is all the time we have for you. We are, on behalf of Vindication, on behalf of Jay Scott, on behalf of myself, Alexandra Shaw, we bid you all a very farewell adieu.